Hey, I'm Zan,
My name's Aaron.
and today we'll be teaching you about absolute value inequalities. There it is. So the first thing we want to go over is some of the rules. Some of the main rules are if you have the absolute value of x and it's less than the a value, you have to split it up into two different sections, which would be x is less than a, and then use and then you do x is greater than negative a. And if you have the absolute value of x is greater than a, you split it up into two sections where x is greater than a, and then you also use the, but here you use the or, and then you have the x is less than negative a.
Yep.
So here's our first problem. What we have the absolute value of x minus 5 is less than 2. So since it's the less than sign, we split it up into two different problems, and then we use the and because it's less than. So since we use the and, we have x minus 5 is less than 2, and then x minus 5 is greater than negative 2. And then so you have to, of course, get the x by itself. So minus 5, you do plus 5 to both sides, so you get x is less than 7. And then you do plus 5 on this side as well, so you get x is greater than 3. And make sure you put that and in there. And then once you're done with that, you have to plot it on a number line here. So you use an open circle because you have a less than, just normal less than, no greater than, or equal to. So you have 3 right here with an open circle and 7 with an open circle. And then you shade in the middle here because you have, well, x is less than 7, so all numbers to the less than, and x is greater than 3, so all numbers to the right. And then your final equation will be 3 is less than x is less than 7.
Good job, Zan.
Thanks, Aaron.
Our next problem. You have 3 with the absolute value 4 minus 5x is greater than or equal to 9. Now the first step to solving this equation, you have to divide both sides by 3 because it's outside of the absolute value mark, which would give you absolute value of 4 minus 5x is greater than or equal to 3. And then what you do after that is you have your 4 minus 5x is greater than or equal to 3, and then you have to do an or, which would be 4 minus 5x is greater than or equal to negative 3. And you'd have to solve out each problem, each of these separate ones. So the first thing you would do here is subtract 4 from each side, which would give you negative 5x is greater than or equal to negative 1. And then on this side, you would have to subtract 4 as well, which would give you 7 is greater than or equal to 5x.
Why don't you show them up and close how it's done?
Yep. Yep. You got your solving out the equations around here. And then to graph that, what you do is, because it's a greater than or equal to, you would have to put a closed dots, and we had to divide the 5 and the 7, or the 5 on each side to get the x by itself. So we have x is greater than or equal to 1/5, or x is less than or equal to 7/5. And so you would make a point at 1/5 and 7/5, and you put the closed dot, and then you scribble in on the line on the outsides that are greater than 1/5, and the sides that are less than 7 and 1/5, and that would give you your final equation over yonder.
And there you go. That's solving absolute value inequalities.
Yep.
Thanks.